Yo, what's up guys, BeatsbyHcien again. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down how I made this amazing song, Story by Zilla. And honestly speaking, I made this song less than 5 to 10 or 15 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to show you why that actually happened. So yeah, the first thing I started with was this nice guitar from Afro producer's pack, and it sounded just like this. Layer it with another guitar. That was the next thing I did, and from this point, you know me, I was looking for some nice vocals, and I got these vocals from Splice, and it sounded like this. You can see I layered the two sound, and yeah, the intro was really looking spicy for me already. What I now did was to, fade in the drums, because I didn't want the drums to hit immediately. So I want the drums to, come up like a build up. Yeah, just like the guitar was already sounding. And what I just did was add in an auto filter, and I took up the lows so that I wasn't going to get that kick. And after doing that, I just, took out this part of the drums because it was giving me, I wasn't liking what this was sounding like when I did this particular beat. And also I just did a rollout, for my auto filter as well, and this is what it sounded like. So you can see then the kick came in. And this is actually also a drum loop from Afro producer sound pack. The next thing I did when I got that drums was to immediately add in a bass, and this is from my Attire Premium pack, and I play this particular bass pattern. It was really banging, and I was also, bringing in the vocals once in a while, just to spice things up. And some nice jab SFX there. And another thing I also did for the guitar, just to create space for the vocals, I roll up the highs and just leave it at a little bit of the mid. And I took out the lows, added a little bit around the side, and this is what that was sounding like. Without the auto filter. But I felt like it was going to conflict with the vocals, so I had to, check that out. If you've been watching my videos, I do this every time I have a guitar loop or any loop in general. The thing I added was this nice sound from Sky Keys, and that is a soft piano, and something that was sounding just similar to what the guitar was sounding like, and it sounded like this. And I played this on my keys, and I didn't quantize it because, yeah, I wanted that natural feel. And together you have this. I added a little bit from the chop of the loop, and I pan it to the right. Then around this side, I added some piano. That was how I was playing there. Together with the drum. And as you can see, I was still adding the vocals, the beat. And around this particular part, I changed the bass. I made it a normal straight bass, because this is where he was singing the chorus, which sounded like this. Cookie, you want on a Oreo. Shawty want rap me like a rodeo. We not get that for no story, no story. Then for the verse, this was the bass.
Another day, this one don't be fairy tale. Shawty want to use me play, make her come another day. Love me like a Faraday. Don't take it personal. Shawty got me plot like a antenna. The way she moving like a foreigner. Like that, body like a gadget. Me don't get that from story. Cookie, you want to
And I'll just bring in the vocals in and out, in and out. And I also added this sound. Then for the outro, I played this from the Jupiter 8V4. Guilty Romance, one of my favorites. If you've been watching my videos, you know. And yeah, I added a gatekeeper effect, and that was only at the outro, you know, just to give it a little bit of bounce for the outro. Just yeah. That's a jiggy vibe, easy vibe, yes. And make use of loops, and if you can, make use of it, you know, just be creative with it. Nobody cares. What matters is the final product and the creativity behind what you are doing. And if you're still struggling on how to make your nice bass melodies and your bass vibe, make sure you watch this video, and I'm pretty sure it's going to help you. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Me not get that for story,